once you've done this, use just enough cream to cover it, and then make a second layer the same like this one. 2 more biscuits. And guys, it's actually important that you cover your tiramisu. And guys, make it wide enough so that the crab cake can fit there. And look at mine for a second. You see mine? It's not too little. It's a little bit long. I will read it. Now, with the fork, the next thing, guys, we need to do is incorporate all the flour we have here with the egg. And to do it, I am not going to be too gentle. Just look at me for a second, guys. I'm going to push the flour on the edges to the center. And with the fork, I'm going to press them. Need to keep tapping. Here. Wait. Okay, see it. Very right. See all the flour here and there. You just need to use the spatula. Your dough is leaving that. So later you need to use some flour.
Okay.
But I'll show you to all of you at the same time how to do so.
Okay.
You good guys to use the spatula, both of you, and also to hold back. Spatula. And also here. Use this one. So you can all use the spatula and you do it here. Push with the back of the thumb, fold it and rotate. Push, fold and rotate. The more you do this, the more the egg and the flour combine together. So you could find that your dough gets stuck on your hand. Once again, put it here. Here you might have just a tiny drop of water. Yeah. The Italian guys are a finger wide, more or less. When they're wider, we call them pappardelle. If they're smaller, it's fettuccine. Even smaller is linguine. Okay? We might see them all today, but we'll see at the end. And you should be able to shake them up. Right? See? They're coming off easily. These are the edges. We put the edges here.
Is this?
No, this
Okay.
This one is definitely
Oh, this one is.
exactly. This
Alright.
we put them, but we eat them together. It's just because sometimes I find horrible pieces. Yeah, the pool is called guitar, and it's basically like a guitar, and you can demo it. Grazie.
Looks good.
No.
It looks really good.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. This is for you on this side. Go like that. Right there. Look at the big one. For the ravioli instead, we're only going to melt some butter with the sage. Okay. This one we cannot put it there because the ricotta will go all out. We'll try.
Okay.
We'll hope.
Fingers crossed.
You can hold it here. This one. You can hold it here on top. Don't hold it below, push it a little bit closer. And I need you to have a private. So most of them have
Dry the seeds.
3-4 hours is the best thing. Even if you like it.
hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make you drool, just like a pastifazool, that's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you
No, they think Christina. Oh, just a little cliff drive.
Big gray cloud over there. It's currently raining a little bit. Heard some thunder. Are you hiding from the rain?
Me too, bud.
Yeah, have a good bite of that wooden house.
Follow me